Mohammad Reza Shah initiated Iran's nuclear program during the 1950s with the assistance from the U.S. Atoms for Peace program. In 1968, Iran signs Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Mid-70s, with the U.S. backing, Iran begins developing a nuclear program. Mohammad Reza initiated the nuclear program alongside the U.S. for the purpose of allowing Iran to allocate the current stockpile and enriched materials with the purpose of producing nuclear fuel or swap with the uranium in the international market.
Iran had two facilities. They were named Natanz and Fordo, where uranium hexafluoride gas was fed into centrifuges to separate out the most fissile isotope U-235. The International Atomic Energy Agency Board of Governors found Iran in non-compliance with its Comprehensive Safeguards Agreement in 2005, and the UN Security Council passed 7 resolutions demanding that Iran halt its enrichment and reprocessing activities. Iran is capable of producing a nuclear weapon within 2 years if it steps up work on its nuclear program and violates the 2015 deal with the West. Iran and 6 world powers known as the P5+1 reached a historic nuclear deal on July 14, 2015 that limited Iran's nuclear program and enhanced monitoring.
January 19, 1984, the U.S. Department of State adds Iran to its list of states sponsors of terrorism, effectively imposing sweeping sanctions of Tehran. August 5, 1996, the U.S. Congress passes the Iran-Levi Sanctions Act, also known as the Iran Sanctions Act, that penalizes foreign and U.S. investments exceeding the $20 million in Iran energy section in 1 year. June 6, 2006, China, France, Germany, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States, the P5+1, referring to the 5 permanent members of the Union Security Council, and Germany, proposed a framework agreement to Iran, offering incentives for Iran to halt its enrichment program for an indefinite period of time. September 25, 2009, United States President, British Prime Minister, and French President announced that Iran has been constructing a secret in the mountain near the holy city of Qom. IAEA spokesman said that Iran informed the agency September 21 about the existence of a facility. The only solution they have come up with is known as the Iran nuclear deal. It is a deal that agreed to limit its nuclear program in exchange for the lifting of certain Western sanctions. The US, UK, France, Germany, Russia, China, and Iran signed the deal along. In my opinion, the US shouldn't have got involved in the first place because they knew that Iran was going to make weapons with the money they gave them instead of making the power plants they were supposed to do. And then when they made the nuclear deal, they did the same thing, just that it slows down the production of a bomb, but still they're giving them money for the slowdown.
Iran has reached a historic agreement with major world powers over its nuclear program. But what is Iran giving up, and how does it benefit in the long run? The 109-page document boils down to 5 main areas. Number 1. Iran's uranium stockpile. Uranium is the key ingredient necessary in order to operate a nuclear program. The deal requires Iran to give up 97% of its enriched uranium, taking its stockpile from 10,000 kilograms down to just 300 kilograms. That's much less than what's needed to fuel one nuclear weapon, although Iran maintains the capacity to increase the stockpile quickly. Number 2. Uranium enrichment. Uranium comes in different levels of enrichment. A purity of 90% is what's needed to make a weapon. Per the deal, Iran can still produce a modest amount of uranium enriched at low levels, just 3.67%. And if Iran abides by the deal, enrichment is limited in this way for 15 years. Number 3. Reduction of centrifuges. Centrifuges are the machines used to enrich uranium. Iran has to give up 2/3 of its centrifuges. Some 19,000 used for enrichment need to be reduced to about 5,000. Iran can also have 1,000 more for research and development. So what this means is, if Iran abides by the deal, for the next decade, it will take Iran at least 12 months to produce enough fuel for a nuclear weapon. And to make sure it doesn't cheat, there will be number 4, inspections. UN inspectors will be allowed to monitor nuclear and other sites, including military ones, but Iran can challenge requests for access. The inspectors need to provide a basis for concern about undeclared nuclear activity. Any Iranian challenge could delay inspections for up to 24 days. Critics say that could be enough time for Tehran to remove evidence it was carrying out banned activities. So what does Iran get for accepting all of this? Number 5. Sanctions relief. The US, the European Union, and the United Nations will relieve many energy, economic, and financial sanctions against Iran that have been crippling the country's economy. Sanctions will likely lift early next year if Iran complies with the principal requirements in the deal. This is great news for Iran's 82 million people, as it's expected to massively boost the economy, increase trade, and bring new investment into the country. So what's everyone else saying? The Obama administration and many European allies see the agreement as a major victory for diplomacy between Iran and the West.
This moment has been a long time coming.
Every pathway to a nuclear weapon is cut off.
But the deal has angered some critics in Republican-led Congress and some parts of the Middle East, including Israel and Saudi Arabia.
What a stunning, historic mistake.
They say the deal lifts all economic pressure on Iran and worry that this windfall will increase Tehran's funding of organizations like Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Assad regime in Syria. They also say the deal only curbs Iran's nuclear program for 10 to 15 years, allowing Iran to move back to the brink of nuclear weapon status without paying any price.